welcome back to another episode of Boys Love Iland 2 NA.
Do boys love... Okay, it's episode 3.
Oh, fuck. We're doing this. We're banking the girls.
We're banking the girls.
So I apologize.
This morning, when we watched this... No, this morning, the day we're recording it, was the finale. Because I
know one person who's not in the lineup.
I know one person who's not in the lineup.
Who do you know? Because they already know. Should we say it?
Some people are watching. No, let's not say it live. Because there are people who are watching live.
I'm scared. I don't want to spoil you.
I'm scared.
That was what was hard about today. Was like I was dodging things because not everybody's going to use the term Iland in their like tweet. They were just going to tweet their thoughts.
I know. I mean, I tried to mute every word, every combination of Iland, but because my Twitter is still so K-pop, but I think mine is a little bit more.
I mean, I definitely saw Hanbin's blonde, but that
was the first thing I saw.
That was the first
blonde
thing I saw.
Hanbin.
But I didn't. That's not a spoiler to me.
But I ended up seeing like 3 more people.
Oh, wow. Oh, I saw the name, but I don't even know how to pronounce it, so it doesn't even matter.
I guess it doesn't matter.
I'm going to have to wait till I hear it to know what the fuck it says. Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Boys Love Iland 2 NA.
Yes, we are in a time... We are filming this at the 4th of July.
It's the 4th of July picnic. The whole town is here. How do you like the show so far?
I am enjoying it because it feels less serious, even though I know they're all working hard.
Do you think it's because
it's girls?
No. Do you think it's because we're not watching it live that it feels less period?
Nerve-wracking?
Yeah.
Well, no, because we didn't watch Iland live and I felt nervous. Even though I knew what was going to happen, the editing, it's like just the way the show was produced felt very
way more
stressful.
Epic.
Than this, where it's like, if this feels really slice of life to me. Like they're just girls trying to do it.
It doesn't feel slice of life to me, but it does feel...
Queendom Puzzle is still the most casual because they were all like debut. Like no one felt like this is my last chance.
Right.
Here though, it still feels like I think their sisterhood is really coming through, and we say sisterhood a lot.
There's teamwork in the show.
Their teamwork and their camaraderie is really coming through. Even though there were moments in this episode to show like, oh, we want to be competitive, I don't feel like they're doing it spitefully. Like unlike when they made the boys do it, it felt like, oh, they're shunning other boys.
Well, and also because the boys were in a situation that had never there was no. They were told of what it was.
They were told that it was every man for themselves.
It was every man for themselves, and that they needed to figure out. It was like they were going to decide who was going to be in the group. So they just started to like form cliques.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it's obviously they know what that happened with that. Plus, it's more clear that it's going to be a combination of factors.
And
Uju is an Iland now. Congrats to her. So she's enjoying that continental breakfast, girl. She's loving it.
They have like a pasta for breakfast, which is very interesting.
Yeah, is that a thing?
It must be. I mean, like pasta? If meats and cheese are breakfast, but I guess pasta can.
I mean,
little fusilis.
If you do, okay, Pope.
2 fusilis talk about Iland 2. You're a bow tie.
2 fusilis appear in front of me, and I take the one less traveled, less
pasta.
Less pasta.
I think you're a bow tie.
A bow tie? That's my pasta type?
That's your pasta type, I think.
Bitch, I am a cavatappi. Please be so serious right now.
Like a chunky macaroni.
A chunky macaroni.
With like the stripes.
Yes!
Just to be like, ah!
Yeah.
Bitch, you thought. That's my cavatappi. And I hate
what are you?
I hate that.
Because you're not angel hair. Don't pretend. Bitch, please be serious.
I just want to say you only say cavatappi because you're thinking about the cavatappi from Noodles and Company specifically. You dork.
What do you mean?
And you get that Parmesan crusted chicken on top of that cavatappi.
But it's not good. This is, guys, I'm really having a crisis. Noodles and Company, I swear, used to be good, and it's not good anymore. Can someone verify this? First of all, I'm going to say 85% of the people watching this have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Because I don't think it's an international.
It's international.
It's definitely not international, but I don't think it's like even fully national.
But I felt like you turned 30, went to noodles, and you were like, it's just not hitting.
There are fast casual places that do not hit like they used to, and I think it's the pandemic. That is let me get my tinfoil hat on because that is my conspiracy theory.
Bitch. I think
I actually have a conspiracy theory about this show.
About Iland?
Yes.
Okay.
About what is happening at the end of this challenge.
At the end of this challenge?
I don't know what Can we talk? Can we get to the show? I don't care about your damn. What's your pasta? What's your Italian pasta?
I am angel hair.
You're not
Adam,
angel hair.
I am angel hair. Quantity over quality.
You're not angel hair.
Yes, I am. Then what am I?
I think you're a fettuccine, actually.
Just flung its toy up.
Yes! I don't understand. What's confusing? What's confusing about that? You are not angel hair pasta.
Fettuccine. I'm flat, but like not too flat. Like
I'm flat.
Oh. But not too.
So you think
I'm skinny? No, you don't, because that's why you won't pick me as angel hair. You piece of shit.
Yuju is enjoying Iland. The colors, the food, the camaraderie. Okay? She's loving it. Ji-yoon is not enjoying ground. The sparseness, the color, the lack of color, the non-continental breakfast.
I
bet there's a breakfast at their hotel.
No, I think
the girls are getting fed. Let's be very clear.
But
the
I
girls
think
are
they're getting like kimbap.
Do you think they're getting like alleged drag race show food, which is apparently really bad?
It's just like baked chicken.
Isn't that why Nina Bonina Brown brought like food with her?
Food, yeah.
Was it Nina?
Yeah.
It was, right?
Because she brought out a loaf of bread.
And they were like, where the hell did you get a loaf of bread? Ji-yoon is going to have a narrative this episode. She's not meeting the moment.
No.
Where it needs to be met.
No.
That's probably the nicest way I can say that.
She is. I know it's tough because I can't. I don't know why I'm like living for it, because it's something we don't see.
It's
in a survival show.
More than anything. It's
very gag worthy.
We never see idols
where
do this.
Yeah.
Where they're like annoyed, vindictive, like pissed off. Like you just never see this.
Yeah.
So it is refreshing in that regard, especially for women. Blah blah blah. I'm not going to get into gender politics. Blah, blah, blah. But so on one hand, I'm like gagged, but on the other hand, if I was in the situation, I would be like, I need you to get it together, because I don't want to look at you be a sad sack all day.
I know.
I don't care that you just left Iland. So did Yuri. So did Fuko. And they're fine.
And they're fine.
Next challenge is a seesaw game. So they are going to, both Iland and ground are going to divide into 2 groups of 6, and they are going to battle each other. So Iland, 2 6s are going to perform, and then whoever gets the lowest average team score is going to get dropped to ground. Ground is going to perform. The highest team score is going to get moved up to ground. So we're guaranteed to get a full swap of 6 girls.
Yeah.
This is like a huge factor in the show, and I think something that they really did course correct on from Iland 1. Where Iland 1, they were so hesitant to do a bunch of shifting until that final challenge. Yeah. Here they're like, we just need to get a mix of people so they can all feel out how they've worked together.
Yeah.
And like we can see as producers, we can give them challenges, like blah, blah, blah. It has to happen. You have to give
everyone the opportunity.
Yep. So the other thing that's going to happen, which did not happen in Iland 1, is the bottom 2 pointed people from ground are going home at the end of this challenge. Period. Titi. This is my question, and we haven't, spoiler alert, we don't have a resolution to this in this episode. But is it that the two are in the 6 that stay in ground, or is it the two
lowest
overall
in ground
of all 12?
I think it's ground. I think they say it at the end. It's like after the end of the swaps, the 2 lowest in ground.
So at the end of the swaps. So you could have 2 people who had really low scores potentially, but their average in the team got them to go to Iland.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the only thing I was curious about.
Because that's why I think 24 made that comment about someone that was like, you were bad, but if your team does well.
It was G1, who he does call a nuisance, by the way. A word that honestly is not used enough. Nuisance. 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 They're singing 4 different songs, which I was super happy about.
I know. I'm glad that
I was a little worried they were going to be the same songs.
Totally. So happy.
Iland is doing Whistle by Blackpink and Panorama by Eyes One. And then Ground is doing Ooh-Ah from the group Twice, not from the group Ooh-Ah. And Bad Boy by Red Velvet.
I mean, the girls want more girl energy from us. Shocking.
They want girls added to the lore?
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out in a couple months.
Yeah.
What they want? Here's the tea.
Here's the tea.
They told the girls, today's partner day.
Guys, it's partner day. Have fun.
Find a friend.
Make a friend. Make a bestie.
Photos.
It would be so much better if you picked your true bestie.
Pick your bestie. Make some memories. Nasuri really got out here and was like, guys, it's time for camaraderie. It's time for frivolity. Mm-hmm. It's time for backstabbing. Because then they gather them after their 3 hours of whatever.
Of partner
fun.
Day. Yeah.
And they say, okay, now you're going to separate.
And you'll be in opposing teams.
And you will be on opposing teams. And definitely one of the two of you is going to ground no matter what.
That's dark-sided.
It's dork-sided,
Dork-sided, babes.
So here's some specific groups, pairings that are conflicted. Over in Ground, Jiyoon and Fuko had teamed up.
Because they were fully like, bitch, we're teaming up together.
We're teaming up because we're going to Iland together. Well, joke's on them. They're not. And they originally both want to do Bad Boy.
Yeah.
However, Jiyoon finally relents and lets...
I don't even know if it's relents. I think she just fully has given up. It's like, well...
There was a level that I wondered if there was like an age thing that played into it too.
Yes, because she was like, you should pick what you want.
Yeah. So that was one. Nana, Yuiko, both originally are like, we want to do
we are Ooh-Ah girlies. We are
Ooh-Ah girlies. Oh my God.
Yes.
And then
Fuko put herself in Bad Boy, and they were like, no.
Do you know I'm such a Red Velvet fan, actually.
I actually think that because originally Yuiko was like, Nana, I think you should challenge yourself and you should do Bad Boy.
Yeah.
And then so Fuko was there and was like, actually, Nana, it actually really fits you. Like, you're Twice.
Such an Ooh-Ah girl.
You're such an Ooh-Ah girl. And even Nana was like, she literally says, you want to do Bad Boy because of Fuko.
And she tries to be like, no.
She's like, no.
Just own it and be like,
just
of course
own it.
I do.
You do.
Of course
you do. You can say like, yes, she is amazing. Like, she's truly amazing.
She's so good.
And I think she would lead a group to Iland.
Yeah. Yuju and Mai both want Whistle. And then Mai, for the second episode in a row,
I know,
relents and is like, okay, it's fine. I'll just Panorama.
And I'm going to fucking nail Panorama. So it's like not even a problem.
And then Sebi and Minsol both want Panorama. And Minsol ends up going to Whistle. Mm-hmm. I liked from a pure editor point of view, I liked that they gave girls who wanted the same song for each of the songs that they were doing. I did like that.
Yeah.
It was just like nice and even. So I was like, oh, good. I definitely think this is a good Soojung leader episode.
I think so too.
More than a Jungin
very
leader
impressed.
Episode. Yeah.
At Soojung being a leader.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, that's not to say that Jungin is not a good leader in this.
Because I think she really
she understands what their specific challenge is for that group and helps them excel. But I was impressed that Soojung was also not beating around the bush and was very just like, I do think I was listening to a podcast and they were making a joke of it. It was Ask Rana and she was saying that baby Steve was like telling someone at the playground what to do. And then she said something that I think I agree with. I think most people on Earth want to be told what to do.
It takes the burden off of just what do I need to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to think about it. Just tell me what to do. I think that's true for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
I like to be told what to do.
Yeah. And yet, when I tell you what to do, you don't.
I don't do it.
You don't do it. You don't get up. You don't fold the laundry. You don't walk the dog. You don't.
Nope. That still doesn't make you angel hair. This is why you're not angel hair pasta, RJ. And then over in ground, bad boy, Fuko is center and the leader. And Ua, the leader, is Jiyoon. And she's the main vocal. And then the center is Gyuri. I just want to shout out Gyuri Center
girl.
Because she's so cute.
I think Jiyoon,
she's so cute. I can't even
the
deal with
leader is so like, if you want to be a fucking wet mop the entire day, fine. You are now also in charge of all of us.
I think it's crazy.
Everyone in the group though was like, like they respect her to some regard. You know.
I am so confused.
I'm so confused.
I'm lost. I don't know. They all were like, Jiyoon should definitely be the leader.
And even she was like, huh?
First of all, I blame her for not saying I should not be the leader. I blame them for all deciding she should be the leader. I blame production for not stepping in and being like, we are going to create well, did we create bad television? This is the question.
We don't know because they didn't show us.
Fuko is the leader. Okay?
Honey.
Bitch. She's Ani to Nana. She's like, they have this flashback of her 3 years ago during Glow's Planet when she was like, I didn't know any Korean. So now she's like helping Nana with her pronunciation. It's so sweet.
So sweet.
This whole episode is just like the leader energy.
I know.
It's such a good episode for her, purely in terms of like teamwork. Teamwork. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Gyuri is like trying to help Jiyoon be the leader. Like she'll come over and be like, hey, Chaeyeon is like really struggling.
Stressed.
She's really distraught over like how it's going. So you might want to talk to her because it's your job. And Jiyoon is still
literally just like, if to the point that even Gyuri was like, girl, hello, and she keeps pulling her aside just to be like, I know like being a leader is probably tough, that's why I'm helping you, but like we gotta do something, girl.
Hello.
It's crazy. I've never seen someone
I have never
be so not want to be a part of what they're doing so bad.
The ground groups very early on in this process there's only one practice space for ground.
Yeah.
Whereas Iland has two, multiple. So they are watching each other practice and immediately are like, oh my God, the other team is so bad. Oh my God.
I know.
So blah, 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 blah. And you know, as soon as it's happening, purely from a person who's ever watched any reality television ever, it's like, and then during the interim check, they're going to be like, y'all suck. Both groups are bad. Speaking of interim checks, it's time for the Iland interim checks. Neither of them have great showings. Mm-hmm. This is always the through line. It doesn't matter.
You're 3 days in.
I don't think we've watched a single one where they did an interim check and they're like, you're ready to go.
You're ready to go.
In Whistle, Jimin is she's center.
Yes.
And she is out of breath.
They were like, you can't be tired when you're the center diva.
This is a weird thing about Whistle the song though,
yes, it's very low key. It's like a baggy jeans. Like it's more about the swag. Mm-hmm. That's kind of why Blackpink popped off, because like the song is we're too cool. We're too fucking cool to be bothered.
It's like exactly the opposite of Panorama.
Yes.
Which is like why it's smart for those two songs to be
totally
in competition with each other. But it is the girl crush concept so clearly born out of the like to buck against the trend of the like perfect girl group numbers.
Jimin looks tired, and Yui is flipping the words.
And Sarang is not hitting the high note.
And Sarang is not singing the high notes.
Sarang, just to remember, she did not want main vocal.
She wanted main dancer.
She wanted main dancer.
But because Sujung and Juwon won this like priority pass where they basically could get a pass where they could decide what role they want.
Yeah.
Sujung was like, I'm going to use it. I want to be main dancer. Sorry. I think more on like she doesn't want to do main vocal. Because even Sujung was like, I actually don't want to do main dancer. Cause
she didn't want to do main dancer originally.
I don't want it to be boring. Like everyone, they already know.
They already know I can dance. Panorama, on the other hand.
Our diva is struggling. A lot of our divas are struggling.
The girls are struggling. They point out that like Sabi has one good moment when because the whole thing is like you're queens, like you're supposed to like own your energy,
almost ethereal.
Yes,
the energy.
And they were like, Sabi has the moment where she like walks all the way around, the iconic moment, and they like pointed that out as being like that energy, but like everyone's the whole song.
Yeah.
But other than that, they were like, it's low energy. The choreo, your song specifically is about your choreo being together and on point. When you all stomp, we can't hear seven different stomps, girl, from 6 different people. What are we doing?
And the song is too high.
And then they were like, well, the song, and it was very clearly like Jungin couldn't hit the note. And they were like, okay, maybe too high. So it definitely is
because she's the best one in this whole thing.
So they were, and then they were just like, well, let's just lower it a half step. Girl, if you don't take this down a full third, be so serious right now.
Stop setting up the girls.
They should have lowered it a full step.
They should have lowered a full.
Maybe a step and a half, to be quite honest.
Because
it still, at the end of the day, does not sound great.
Know.
But it sounds better than where it was originally at.
Yeah.
And it's just hard. Like, this is the problem with, like, covers is, like...
They make the songs... They match the songs to the voices of the artists that they're...
Correct.
So a cover should have the opportunity to be flexible that way.
It should be more flexible.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. That's how I feel about it.
Peep.
All right, let's talk about the performances for Iland.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to yell about how we don't get both performances in ground for like 10 minutes. Whistle's performance. Whistle, just so everybody remembers who's in Whistle. Jimin, Yui, Yuju, Sarang, Sujung, Minsol. Okay? What do we think?
I think Jimin did a good job. I think she's like really sold the song.
Yes. She did her Hey Boy.
And we had to watch her be like, hey boy.
Hey boy.
Hey boy.
Hey boy.
Hey boy.
Hey boy.
Hey, hey boy. Always give her like, always give multiple options because you never know what take they're going to use.
Sure, absolutely. Of course.
So I thought she did a good job. I actually really liked Sojung in here. Like I really paid attention to her the most. I felt like this was her best performance out of all of the 3 that she's done.
Yeah.
But Yuju, I don't know. I'm just paying attention to Yuju. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. And I was like, maybe it's just because I like her narrative so far on the show and that's coloring my view. And maybe it is. But like, she had one line.
And I was just paying attention to her.
Kind of obsessed with it.
I know.
And it's hard because especially with this song, like, it's a 4-person group that you're taking into 6 parts.
Yeah. So
which is it's just harder in general.
Yeah.
To like kind of feel like everybody gets an even chance. But I was like, if you're gonna have one line in a song, it has to be memorable, and she made it memorable in the way that I felt like last week made her one line memorable. Totally.
I think Yui does a really good job, but I think the confidence levels on stage between Yui and Yuju, I think Yui still has a way to go, but Yuju, I mean, like, I know that she was upset that she didn't get the full rap part, but she nailed this one line. So
I know, but I also thought that Yui really nailed it. Like she came back from her little. She had her narrative where she like flubbed her lyrics in the interim check.
This is the first time that we've noticed Yui. Like she's made it herself.
They said like the producers said like it looked like this was like tailor made for her, and it really she has.
This is her concept. She's girl crush for sure.
She's so girl crush, but also she. We said this when we did our reaction, but Yui is a rapper, and Yuju is a girl group rapper.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes. When they were doing their both versions, Yui was like way more into it.
Yes.
But Yuju had like the polish that you're like, ooh, like I can't do that. Like what she's doing.
Yeah.
I think it's just two very valid.
Like I think if Panorama had a rap verse,
line,
like Yuju should have done that.
Totally.
I don't think Yui would be good at that, but because I think it was Girl Crush concept, I think Yui is like a better, because like Lisa has that like rawness to her like performance that like makes her so enticing to watch. That I think like when they just like throw a rap verse in like a generic girl group song, it's just like it's the girl who like she wears the pants in the group, and like maybe she like always has like a funny little jacket or whatever.
Yes.
So there's always like coded like there's the one rapper who's a little offbeat.
Yeah. I agree.
But it's still like she's in a girl group.
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm saying? Unfortunately I don't follow enough girl groups to even have like an explanation of who I'm referring to. And
I don't think you should, because the girls will be like, how dare you say blah blah blah, it's just a girl group rapper, she's a real rapper. I'm like, that's neither here nor there.
That's neither here nor there nor
that's
anywhere.
That's not really what we're talking about.
I do not like Green Eggs and Ham. I do not like them saying I do think Jimin does a good job. I do think Soo-jung does a good job. I think Minsol is the only weak one here. Totally. She's just not. She doesn't do anything, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's very nothing of a part.
And Sarang has the worst shirt I've ever seen.
Why is Sarang wearing why is Sarang in the Pirates of fucking Penzance?
I don't understand this.
I know that like Jisoo has worn a shirt like that before, so I think it's like a Blackpink
I don't
looks,
care.
but it
Sorry.
she looks.
There's the difference though. Again,
out.
Because there's 4 in Blackpink, you can kind of give each of them their own thing, and they'll still look cohesive. There's now 6, and 5 of them are all wearing the exact same outfit, and one
then she
has
is wearing a ruffled shirt.
Ruffled shirt.
Interview with a vampire looking ass.
Like 80s work.
Yes.
This is like what's her name in Working Girl, Melanie Griffith in Working Girl.
And because she's so short, she looks like she has no neck.
She has no neck. And listen, if there's anything I know from America's Next Top Model, it's that you have to elongate the neck. The neck. We got to see the neck.
She starts really strong in Unforgiven, and I felt like she has been in her own head.
I know.
These last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And I can see it. I can see the potential.
Yeah.
Because she's very bright-eyed. She's very expressive, but you can tell that she is thinking too much when she's performing.
Overall Whistle is a good performance
stable.
And it's competent.
Yes. No one
but
like
I
stands
did not
out.
finish this performance being like, oh, I can't wait to watch this again later.
Yeah, I know.
And I only bring that up because the next one I was like, I would watch this every single day.
And over and over again. I can't believe how good Panorama was. And even with the fact that Jungwon was a little flat in her role, but it was still good.
Yes. Panorama, and I will be the first to admit, I am obsessed with bright concepts, refreshing concepts.
They look like princesses.
When girls get to be hyper feminine.
Hyper feminine, yeah.
Hyper femininity, woof, girl.
Yes.
Oh, please.
Yes.
Maybe
it's
because
drag.
It's drag.
It's drag.
It's exactly what I would like be into. That would be my aesthetic if I was a girl. I've always said this. I would be
You would be wearing these
like when I was in high school. I would be a sundress ballet flats.
You would have
girl.
bows.
100% down the house down bows. Okay, they're wearing all white.
They look like princesses,
and not in a tacky way, like
not in like
Queendom puzzle.
Not Queendom puzzle. I do
song.
Looking ass.
Not like that. Like they look
actually
so cute.
Like stoned in like very detailed way.
Tights, absolutely.
Coco was wearing little gloves.
The little half gloves, please.
Maya's in
the
a
little
bow.
finger gloves.
Maya's in a bow.
Maya's hair is pulled back in a bow. They look incredible.
So good.
Sebi is 11 feet tall.
Sebi is a fucking gazelle.
She is just limbs.
Yes.
She is a head with 4 limbs.
She looks like she is
I can't even
She
deal
looks
with
like
this. They're
she's
all wearing these
towering
white
on.
boots, guys. I was so obsessed
It
with
was
just
in-
when they walked
walked out,
bitch.
and they looked so. Jungwon and Coco were
Jungkook
like
with her hard bang. Oh my god, please.
obsessed. I was obsessed. This is no joke. This is one of my favorite looks from a survival show unit. Period. Ever.
They looked so good.
Ever.
They looked
So incredible.
Fucking good. My in this bow. I can't even with my in this bow.
Because Maya and Coco both
That's
have the
my drag name,
ponytails.
Maya in this bow.
Maya in this bow. Maya and Coco both had like pulled back hair, and their parts were basically like complementary with one another. Like they had to do choreo with one another.
Coco looks so good.
I think I'm kind of falling in love with Maya. I'm not even joking. I think I'm in love with her. She is the
Juwon
coolest.
had this like.
She had a blazer.
I'm sorry. I have to say this.
Juwon had a blazer.
Juwon was wearing the like Hillary Rodham Clinton the speech. What is it? What is the speech when you give up?
Recession? Concessions.
Concession speech. She's wearing the white pantsuit. It's so wild. I would say that's probably the only look that I was like not fully in love with, but I
understood it because
I thought she actually turned. Okay, well let's talk. Okay,
Yeah,
and then Seoul also too was in the script.
Seoul was the cutest. She was the youngest or the smallest.
She's so cute.
She's so cute.
Oh my God.
And the thing with Seoul, I kept watching her because I was like, okay, she's clearly the cute one in this unit, and they were like, that's your role. You have to sell the cute.
Yes. Here are the 6 girls in the song. Just to be clear about who's performing: Coco, Jungin, Sabi, Mai, Juwon, Seoul. Okay. Who is your favorite? I actually genuinely I have like 3 options.
I have 3 options.
First of all, I don't think there's a person that does a bad job.
No,
here.
I think they all did a great job. I
would say maybe Jungin does the worst job because she has so much to do and she doesn't nail it.
She has so much to do and she doesn't nail it. She was like a little under the note.
Mm-hmm.
I think she just has trouble with more of the supporting for the longer notes.
Yeah.
But I think because she's been running around, like she was doing a lot leading up to it.
Yeah.
Which is hard because the song, Ice One, there's like 12 members.
Right.
So like
they've cut
a lot. So like the main vocal for the song can like what Tere does. Like he'll stop dancing for a little bit in order to like do the thing.
And he can just come in for that one ad lib and then go back.
Exactly.
Because the rest of the other 8 members are covering all the other parts.
Yeah.
I love when we explain how songs work to people who definitely know how K-pop songs work.
I know.
No one watching the show is like,
how
do they do that? I've never thought about that before.
These people who only listen, like we only listen to K-pop diva. Like
if you're watching this and like no one is like, oh, I just finished listening to Brat. Let me check out Iland 2 NA episode 3. This will be my first experience with K-pop.
I think based on the song, the concept, what they were supposed to do, the task of the song, and the position.
Say this.
I think Sabi really nailed it.
I think Sabi hits it. First of all, no one was more worried about Sabi than me. Nobody on earth was more worried about Sabi. Because
they were building it up. She's going to be center. She didn't do that. She wasn't memorable in the Signal song. So she was like, I have to be memorable here.
Yeah.
And what I like about her is that she's still very much like a teenager. Like her attitude is still very much like
it is the
she's so excited that she's like
polar opposite of Ji-yoon.
I know.
You couldn't be more diametrically opposed to Ji-yoon than with Sabi.
She's like excited about it. She's working hard.
She like thinks it's funny. She thinks it's funny when she fucks up, but like she's still working. Like it's
she's
not
working
like
to it. But she's able to be like, oh my god, I'm still cracking. Come on, like it's still fun.
And then when she
for
doesn't
her.
finally crack, she's like, this is such a happy day for me. Like it's so. She works all night. She like gets told she has to go to bed, and she's like, I'm just gonna do it a couple more times.
Yeah. And when she's on stage,
and the whole time I was like, the narrative, they are clearly she's either going to be horrendous. There are two ways. They focused on it so hard. I was like, she's going to be real bad, or she's going to be
nail
great.
It. And when she's on stage,
nailed it.
Not only did she nail the lines, the parts, the dancing, she also looks happy doing it. She was smiling the entire time, and not in like a I'm performing smiling. She's like in the song.
She's right. It's not I'm smiling, but I'm counting behind my eyes.
No,
it's not.
It's not I'm smiling because the song is happy.
The moment when she like it goes into the dance break, which like I would say of all the three. Performances in this,
it's so egregious because it's a complete tonal shift.
Yes, but I thought they were the best at transitioning shift.
Yeah,
because they like kind of like she like does this thing where she's like bright and then like her eyes change.
Yeah,
and she gets like a little darker. And I just thought she.
I know.
It's so great
good.
Watching someone do something good. It's just
and like discover and realize that she has been good. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like realizing like, oh, I'm capable of like this performance.
Yes.
So that's why I'm picking Sabi, even though I could say that Mai was fucking amazing. I could say Coco was fucking amazing. I would say Soul was really good too. And Juwon was really good.
I'm going to pick Juwon.
You're going to pick Juwon? Okay.
Because I think
Juwon had the storyline that I'm picking up from Sabi in the Signal song.
Yeah. I think Sabi is so good.
Sabi is so good.
And I think only because you chose her is why I'll choose Juwon as my like I was so impressed with her. There was like right at the beginning I was like, I don't know. And then like the rest of it I was like she's
sold into it.
She's so into it, and she's still like she was, because she was main dancer, she was like allowed to be a little bit like less smiley. I felt like she
more fierce,
especially because she had that like main part of the dance break,
and
where she like comes down to the whistle thing.
She did the whistle and was like, "Bitch."
Yeah, the kick.
Yeah,
the high kick. I mean, the whole thing is so good, even though there are bad parts of it. Like, Junggeun is still really good,
but this is the first time I've seen her like tense up. Her shoulders were really high.
She knew when she did not hit that note. You watched her walk back, and she was like, "Fuck," and then gone.
And then
if you missed that one slight moment where you could see that it registered in her brain, she turned it off immediately, and it was like, I almost gaslit myself into being like,
"Oh, actually,
well, maybe
it wasn't
she
that
did
bad.
hit the note, and I'm like wrong." That is what you need. Like, that is the true testament of like
a pro
just
on
fake
stage.
it till you make it, because you cannot let the audience know that you fucked up. You have to. If something goes wrong, you have to be like, that's literally part of the song. She actually sings it wrong in the recording.
Yes.
And that's what I'm really paying an homage to today is, you know what I mean? Like, and so in that regard, I felt like the performance was more impactful. Like, I was like, oh, I want to watch this again.
I know.
Granted, yes, blah, blah, blah. This is like kind of the music I like more generally than Whistle, but
still, I mean, like, if Whistle had all of the elements that we just said, we would be like, wow, Whistle was so fucking good.
Whistle did not jump through the screen at me.
Yes. The way Panorama
it was still
did.
Good.
Yeah.
But it was like not, there's just like an that like I needed a little bit more.
I agree.
I still have no idea who's going to win though.
I want it to be Panorama.
I want it to be Panorama, but I have no idea who they're going to pick. Or who's going to, I guess, be the average.
But I think this group of producers...
I will say Minsol was
really bad in Whistle.
Not really bad in Whistle, but she of the
out of
12
all of the 12
people
in Iland has gotten them. Yes,
I was like,
But I think this group of producers, because they kept bringing it up that like, well, do we reward the one that blew us away or like made an impact? I think they're gonna.
I feel like you have to.
Yeah, because it's like. It's the third challenge. You're like waiting for like,
especially
okay, what's making people stand out?
The problem is like if they had just probably lowered it another half step, it would have been fine.
It would have been, yeah.
The challenge for them was, are they a team? Are they cohesive? Is it together?
If their only problem was like, well, yeah, if I probably could have lowered it one more step, but they still fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
So,
and they definitely would have. She definitely would have. If they had probably another half step, it would have been fine. We find out no scores, by the way, and we go straight to ground. Bad Boy, we check out their interim check
briefly,
very briefly. This is what happened. Panorama's performance ended, and I toggled the mouse, and I was like, I jiggled the mouse. And I saw that there were 20 minutes left, and I was like,
they're not going to show us.
There's no way. There's no way unless they just combine both interim checks in one thing.
And then show both, yeah.
And then go straight into the performances.
But they didn't.
Even then, I was like, we definitely won't find out who's going home.
No. Or what points are.
Fuko is given compliments on her understanding of the performance, and like she gets the vibe of the song the best out of all 6 of them.
And Yeon.
And they really have to be like, Monica's literally is like, sweetheart, do you want to be here? And not in like a shady, shitty way, but just being like, we know you were cast off the street because you look the way you do.
We know you have been training for what, 3 months, 2 months?
Yeah, a week and a half.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
I said this in the reaction. Monica does a really good job of being very direct, matter of fact, firm, without making her feel like shit. She was just like, she truly was just like, time is finite, and
Rain, are you listening?
And you can't catch up with everyone.
Rain,
the time is not there. So I just need you to really be sure that this is actually what you want, because you're already at such a disadvantage.
It's so well explained. It in no way embarrasses
her. I know.
And it is so kind. It's so generous in the way it's giving the critique while not like pointing out that she was like,
it's your fault.
Bad.
Yes.
Because she was bad.
Because the talent's not there yet. The skill is not there yet.
The skill is not there yet.
There is talent there, but the skill is not there yet.
The skill is not there yet. We can definitely agree on that point for sure. I don't need to see people cry. Like, I don't need to. It's fine if you
are crying because you're so passionate,
or whatever. Like, it's understandable when people do cry. It's frustrating when you
make someone else
feel
cry.
like they're doing it just to get the crying reaction.
Yeah,
and it's like, why? For what?
Yeah,
what are we doing it for?
It's already hard.
It's already hard, and they already care. They wouldn't be on the show if they don't care.
Well.
Jury's out on Jiyun.
Jury is way out on Jiyun.
You know, post interim with Fuko, where she like really works on them. Like, she helps Yeon like learn to sing.
I know.
Which is wild.
Yeon was like, what do you mean positioning my singing? And Fuko was like, okay, you know how you sing? It's like going up here. Try singing like right here. And she was like, oh my God. And Fuko literally says, that's singing.
That's singing. Hi,
hello, welcome to the singing competition.
But like, this is what I'm saying. Like, Fuko has someone on her team who literally cannot
sing,
doesn't know how to do that. But you don't see her being like, I don't know, girls.
You know.
But I do live for it. So they perform. It's Fuko, Yeon, Jiwon. There's 2 Jiwons. Nana and Lingling.
Kang Jiwon is the main vocal.
Kang Jiwon is main vocal, and Jiwon is Argyle Sweater.
Argyle Jiwon. Sweater Jiwon.
Yeah.
Adam, what did you think of Bad Boy?
It was bad, boy.
It was bad. I mean, Fuko is so good.
And she's running laps around
everyone.
And she is going to be the one who's pulling their score up.
Yeah. Park Han-bin. Hot sauce.
Kang Jiwon.
I mean, yes, I feel bad, obviously, for this girl after being told you're bringing everyone down, you're a nuisance. It doesn't look great coming from like, you know, a guy saying it, but he's also like, I'm the vocal, like that's why I'm here.
It doesn't. The The only thing, my issue with like the show is like I wish we had gotten anything previously. Like, did they address her in the interim check?
Did they say she sounded bad before?
Right. We don't.
Because that's what it sounded like. The critique felt like, you already know this. Did you even work on it?
Yeah,
was the attitude.
But they didn't show.
They didn't show.
I was like, yeah. And you know they have footage of everything, so that's why I was like, I wish I could have understood if she's one of the two that goes home at the end of the episode. I guess they're like, what's the point of even giving her a narrative if she's gonna be leaving anyway? I don't know. It just was weird to me because I was like, it's so bad. It's not even like Minsol's performance is not bad. It's just like she kind of just fades away. And so that's why it makes sense that it's like, they never address her because there's nothing to address.
Ji-won like turned into a ghost. She literally was like, like she just disappeared. Like she left her body.
And I left my body watching it. The secondhand embarrassment jumped right out on that one.
Yeah, I think that this song, I think Fuko, you could tell that Fuko literally was like, okay, guys, they told us this is... I could tell that she was like, this is the spirit of the song. Because there were... A lot of the girls were really conveying that. Even though their skill wasn't up to level with Fuko, they at least were performing in the same concept. Like... Yeah,
they matched her energy.
Argyle Sweater Ji-won...
Yes.
She was like doing
those
the
were the two that I was like, they're the most solid. Yang gets a
pass.
She does okay. She's improved the interim check. But I did say like our expectations for her are so low.
So low
like,
right now, yeah.
If anyone else gave a performance like this, I would be like she needs to leave the show.
And I thought that like Nana and Ling Ling do a really good job too. I think of like matching the concept.
Ling Ling's hair is doing an excellent performance. Everyone is
like, Ling Ling, who is she? Yeah.
But again, like, they're not standing.
They're not standing out. It's not sharp enough.
It's just...
You could tell me that this was a solo performance by Fuko.
You're watching a high school performance. I know, and that's why it's like, there's nothing extra going on there except with like Fuko.
Yeah.
I didn't love these looks.
No, Nana was wearing like a black dress over her like button-up shirt.
I wanted just a couple notes for the stylist, Nunas. I needed the shirts to be fitted better.
I needed the shirts to be fitted.
They were like too baggy.
I almost wanted them to like be cinched. Like, could we have given them corsets?
Point. Yeah, it should look cunty. It was not looking cunty. And then there was like I don't remember who it was, but one of them was like wearing like a tulle skirt over it.
Yeah, that was Nana. It was like a dress over this, and I was like,
no.
Because again, she's already short.
She's already short, and it made her look so much short
because the tulle was like, oh my god,
it was bad. I did not like it. I liked Fuko's bow.
Yeah.
Are bows the new berets? For girl groups? I like when girl groups wear bows.
Girls wear bows.
And I like when boys wear berets.
The lore is constantly evolving, expanding. Okay, divas.
Bows, berets, beloveds. My god.
Bows, berets, and beloveds. And Monica like says the thing to Yan again of like, I think you are able to catch up if you really want to.
If you really push yourself, if you really try hard, you can. I think you
can do it, and you can. Yan like obviously cried on stage,
and it's
very sweet. And Monica, they all say like, I think she really wanted to hear that from you, obviously.
Yeah.
And I don't know, women supporting women,
yeah,
even still in the same.
I mean, there's still a chance for Monica to like be mean at some point, I'm sure, but like I just so far like she hasn't. All of her critiques are like understandable. Yeah. She's presented them in ways where it's not belittling. Like that's just why you have to critique people. That's the only way to get better at a performance skill is to be critiqued and like learn it and put it into your body and like whatever. But there's genuinely, I just am not of the camp that you have to like yell at people or.
I've really enjoyed her.
Yes, I agree as well. It does feel like doesn't it feel like she's the main
producer because Taeyang isn't there in the actual coaching.
Correct.
He's just like hosting.
He's not critiquing.
No, he's just kind of like emceeing.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, but Monica feels like she is definitely
This is such a strong change
Yeah.
from Iland 1, for sure. And then this episode fucking ends. With the tease of like, oh,
with the tease of like,
they're
oh,
gonna here we go.
they're scolding Ji-yoon finally. This is gonna be it.
Yeah. Is it? We don't know.
You don't know.
We'll find out next week.
We can't even pick a lineup.
Can't even pick a lineup because we don't know
We
who's going home.
don't know who. Yeah. So
And neither performed. So
maybe in the next episode after we find out the elimination.
So who do you? So you think Panorama's?
I think
staying?
Panorama will win, and I think.
I just don't want Yuju to go back to ground.
I know.
I do. Oh, I like pretty much both those groups equally.
Yeah. And if the only reason why Ua doesn't do well is because of Ji-yoon.
Yeah, if they do well outside of that, I mean, Yuri, just from the 3 seconds of the song starting,
Yuri, I was like, Yuri is the original singer of this song. This song was written for her.
Yeah. Top 2 of the week.
He literally shoots.
She is so cute. Oh my god, how is she so cute? God. Oh god.
Who have we cried about? Sabi? Okay, Jungin in the first episode, we cried about her. In the second episode, I don't think we really cried for anyone. But this one, we cried for Sabi and Yuri, I think, will be why we're crying next week. Technically, we cried passionately for Fuko because she was also crying passionately.
Yes.
But I mean, like, truly, like, I think this episode, the stars were definitely Sabi, definitely Fuko.
Yeah. They had the best narratives. And even like Jungin, like she just has a consistent narrative on the show. They want her.
They want her
on the show.
And they're just showing, they're open to showing just the different sides of her.
Like the whole, they made a point of showing her like work on, she like took
Details.
the note of like we need to make sure we're cohesive.
Yeah.
So she makes sure that all their hands are in sync and da. They pointed that out, and then after they got their critiques, they like her team members thanked her for her work. And I was like, you only show, and I'm not, I understand, like, this is not evil editing, this is not whatever, this is just, of course the production has certain people that they want to get in this group because they think they are like the best fit for taking on this challenge of being in a girl group. Like, not everybody even is built for doing the show, let alone being in a 7-year contract or whatever they end up being.
Yeah.
But it does feel like she's like prepared, and that they see that and they're like, so definitely consider Jungin when you're voting, girlies.
She's ready, bitch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're tuned in.
Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.